Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode or whatever you want to call it, another day at Southern Latitudes. I am Robin and I garden in East Central Florida, and I don't, some of you that have been around for a while, you might know this, but I garden a lot of times for therapy. I know it probably doesn't look like it, but I actually have an autoimmune disease. And I'm also allergic to dairy. And last night, or yesterday, let's back it up to yesterday, my dear friend Marilee came over and we experimented with an all dough recipe, and we worked out some of the kinks, and we made like 3 or 4 different versions of it, fermented, not fermented, and anyhow, she cooked her dough last night into a pizza, and I cooked my dough last night. And I happen to have some nice mozzarella laying around. Beautiful mozzarella that we didn't use at a family dinner. And I thought, let's do it. I put it on half the pizza. I'll show you a picture as I'm talking here. And I had my dairy-free cheese on my side, and then I had other cheese on the other side. And anyhow, it was just too beautiful not to sink my teeth into some of that real mozzarella. And anyhow, long story short, sort of, I'm hurting today. My joints are all inflamed and not happy. I'm gonna actually leave this little oxalis here. I'm weeding my flower bed. But anyhow, and telling you the story at the same time. So that's what's going on. And I have a lot of inside work too. And I've been on the computer for hours, but my back and my, my body, it's good, healthy for your legs just to get up and move around. And the dogs want to move around too. So I thought I'll come out here, see if I can at least find some of my flowers through all these weeds. And it won't take me very long. I kind of set myself like 30 minutes or less. Then I go back in and work on the computer again. I hope I'm saying this right. This is called an oxalis, and it's a bit of a shamrock type. And I'd never have to intentionally plant it, but it just does kind of come up everywhere. It has this beautiful little pink flower, and I think I'm going to leave that since this is a flower section. But anyhow, it does me so much good to get out here and just be in the dirt. It forces me to move when I don't want to move. And if it was real bad, I would just stay on the couch. But I think this is something I can work myself out of. And yeah, and then I don't have to make excuses for this bed anymore. It's kind of cold today. Sometimes the cold will also bring in the pain. So that's another factor. Right? Okay, so this is oxalis right here. This is gonna be lemon bee balm. And this also. No, dianthus. Sweet William or dianthus, it's the same thing. And I'm gonna pull out a little bit in front and around it, just so it doesn't have too much competition from the weeds. want to be able to see my flowers. And I want Buddy to be able to see it too, so he steps over some and has, you know, like an empty spot to put his feet at. You know, I might move this oxalis out of here because this one's too close to my main plant. Crabgrass. But I'll leave this little row. It's sort of between the rows, actually. That's pretty. Let me also show you this. I have my nasturtiums have gotten way bigger over here than they were in sort of the food forest around the trellis area, the cattle panels. Oh my goodness, they're so much happier here. I think what I'll do is I'll put you guys on a time lapse to some pretty music so I don't ramble, and you can also see the finished product within a desirable amount of time without going too long. Let's do that. Well, you guys, I don't think that even took me 15 minutes to do just this section. Probably not. And I talked through some of it. And so I went ahead and I took, I have a little triangular hoe, and I just run it down the rows. And it really gives that soil kind of like you worked it, look. Kind of like you worked it, and of course you did. But it just takes away some of those smaller weeds. Like this section I didn't get, so it looks kind of crappy. But over here, you know, it just pulls out some of that small stuff. So you guys, we'll just keep it really short and sweet. But yeah, I just pulled the weeds, 15 minutes. I'm feeling a little bit better. Got some adrenaline going. I've got probably some dopamine effect, you know, from working in the dirt, and whatever bacteria in the soil gives you some sort of happy hormone or happy something. It helps the mental, it just helps me mentally to get out of the house too. I like being in the sun. And so now I can see between the flowers. I have a lot more Sweet William down that way, and I have a lot more bee balm down this way, and the nasturtium sort of in the middle. And then I just left the oxalis in the back there. I have carrots and a little bit of a background of Georgia collards. I have a lot of gaps where I can put in more carrots, so that might be something that I actually do. Now that I can see where things are and where things aren't, and distinguish places to grow more food. So anyhow, you guys have a great weekend. Take care, God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.